Gallant is a world shrouded in mystery and peril, located in the ragged worlds of the Koronus Expanse. In the vast stretches of this desolate region, Gallant stands out as one of the most cryptic and deadly planets known to explorers, rogue traders, and even the various Xenos species that have crossed its surface. The ragged worlds located in the Koronus Expanse are a desolate and perilous region characterized by decaying planets, shattered systems, and remnants of ancient civilizations. These worlds are scarred by long-forgotten wars and catastrophic events, with many left unstable or broken, earning them their name. Despite the danger, ranging from hostile Xenos and hazardous environments to warp anomalies, rogue traders and explorers are drawn to the ragged worlds for the potential of uncovering rare resources, lost technology, and mysterious artifacts from civilizations that predate humanity. It is a region of immense risk but also great reward, offering glimpses into the galaxy's forgotten past. Gallant is an anomaly, an enigma among planets. Unlike typical worlds that boast a vibrant molten core, Gallant's core was somehow removed long before humanity took to the stars. What force could strip a planet of such a fundamental part of its being? None can say for sure. Some speculate that it was the work of a godlike intelligence, others suggest an ancient war between advanced alien civilizations, while a few believe that it may have been part of a colossal mining operation undertaken by some long-dead race. The true answer, however, remains unknown. The result of this mysterious event is a hollow world, devoid of the internal dynamism typical of planetary bodies. It is kept intact only by its position far from the nearest star and the lack of gravitational forces that would normally tear such a fragile shell apart. While the absence of a molten core eliminates seismic activity, it also creates a bizarre and unique environment. Without the tectonic movement that would normally shift and reshape a planet's surface, Gallant has become a patchwork of scars from ancient eras, a place where every layer of history is on display for those who dare to explore it. Over millennia, a wide variety of races and civilizations have taken advantage of Gallant's unique structure. Many have carved deep mines and tunnels through its crust, leaving a labyrinth of passageways and caverns that wind throughout the planet's hollow interior. Each civilization has left its own mark on the planet, and today these remnants can be found side by side. For example, broken wraithbone structures, once likely belonging to the enigmatic Eldari, lie a mere few kilometers away from rusting Imperial garrisons, the remains of human colonists who tried to make a foothold on this hostile world. Scattered among them, one might also find the domes and equipment of other, stranger races, beings whose names and purposes remain lost to time, their technologies and artifacts still defying Imperial understanding. But Gallant is not an uninhabited world. Among the twisted ruins and deep tunnels dwell a host of dangerous creatures. Most notable are the clawed fiends, terrifying predators that dominate the landscape. These beasts are fearsome and relentless, known for their massive size, thick hides, and devastating claws that can tear through even reinforced armor. Their primary prey are the chemivores, strange organisms that have evolved to consume the chemical compounds found throughout Gallant's underground caverns. The clawed fiends have adapted to hunt them in the planet's dark recesses, making the labyrinthine tunnels even more treacherous for any explorers who might cross their path. The hollow nature of Gallant amplifies the danger, as sound carries eerily through the tunnels, making it difficult to gauge distance or direction. These underground hollows are often deathly silent, save for the occasional distant echoes of clawed fiends stalking their prey, or the subtle, whispering winds that seem to seep through cracks in the crust. For rogue traders, Gallant is both an opportunity and a perilous undertaking. The mines may hold rare minerals and precious artifacts from countless ancient civilizations, but the risks are immense. Many expeditions have ventured into Gallant's depths in search of riches, only to be lost to the planet's myriad hazards. Yet the allure of the unknown and the hope of uncovering lost treasures from some forgotten age continues to draw the brave and the foolhardy alike. Gallant is believed to hold a vast and hidden treasure of wraithbone, a rare and highly sought-after substance crafted by the Eldari. Wraithbone is a psychically resonant material that serves as the foundation for much of Eldari technology, including their weapons, armor, and starships. On Gallant, broken wraithbone structures are scattered across the planet, remnants of an ancient Eldari presence that vanished long ago. Rogue traders see immense potential in these ruins, as harvesting wraithbone can lead to great profits in the shadowy underworld of the cold trade, the illicit market for Xenos artifacts and technology that operates outside the Imperium's strict regulations. The cold trade is a dangerous and secretive enterprise, where rogue traders and criminals sell Xenos materials to wealthy collectors, radical inquisitors, or factions looking for an edge in power. Wraithbone, in particular, is one of the most valuable goods in this black market due to its rarity and its properties tied to the warp. For those bold enough to risk Gallant's deadly tunnels and the fearsome clawed fiends that roam the surface, a successful expedition could yield massive amounts of wraithbone, making them wealthy beyond imagination. However, this fortune comes at a high price, not only in terms of the planet's inherent dangers but also the risk of drawing unwanted attention from the Ordo Xenos, or rival traders who covet the same prize. There is one such story of a rogue trader named Slamor who ventured deep into the planet, finding much more than they planned. In the forgotten depths of Gallant, buried beneath miles of rock and winding tunnels, an exploration team uncovered something that defied all sense of reason. The narrow passageways suddenly opened into a small, oddly symmetrical chamber, the walls unnaturally smooth, as if crafted by intelligent hands. There, fused into the stone itself, was a massive skeletal figure, seated in what could only be described as some kind of flight chair. The creature was petrified, its bones long since turned to stone, but its form was unmistakably alien. Impossibly large for the chamber it was confined in, the skeletal figure seemed to have been entombed in mid-motion, as though frozen at the moment of some catastrophic event. Its long, elongated limbs ended in taloned fingers that gripped the armrests of the chair, now fused into the rock, as if it had been part of the very planet for millennia. As the rogue trader and his crew examined the petrified pilot, they couldn't help but notice the uncanny resemblance to an orc, but this being was far, far larger. The skull was unmistakably broad, with heavy, brutish features, a thick, jutting brow, massive tusk-like teeth, and a brutish jawline that mirrored the savage appearance of the greenskins. Yet this creature towered over any known orc, its skeletal frame far too massive to belong to any species familiar to the Imperium. It was as though they had stumbled upon the remains of an ancient and forgotten ancestor of the orcs, a colossal being who had once piloted its craft through the stars, now locked in an eternal death beneath the surface of Gallant. As the rogue trader's crew studied the massive skeleton, they were struck by its bizarre and unsettling combination of features. The creature resembled an orc in many ways. The broad, brutish skull with its tusk-like teeth and muscular build evoked the raw strength and savagery of the greenskins. But alongside this brutal power was something else, something far more alien and refined. The skeletal structure, despite its size, held an eerie elegance, with elongated limbs and a certain grace in the way the bones curved. It was as if the creature had not only the brutish force of an orc, but also the lithe, predatory poise of an Eldari. The skull, though thick and heavy, was shaped with a strange angularity, almost delicate in its construction, suggesting an intelligence and refinement beyond the primal fury typical of orcs. The long fingers, more suited to precise control than brute force, only deepened the mystery. It was as though the being had been some kind of hybrid, a strange and impossible fusion of the strength and aggression of the orcs with the grace and agility of the Eldari, two races that should have never mixed. Whatever it had been, the petrified pilot was a creature unlike any known in the galaxy, defying the boundaries of biology and leaving the crew deeply unsettled. The flight suit it wore was unlike anything the explorers had ever seen. It was woven from a material that defied description, dark, almost metallic, yet soft to the touch in the few places where it had not melded with the rock. Strange, interwoven filaments ran along the limbs, leading into the chair, which was itself a bizarre structure of twisted metal and organic components. The whole scene was as though the creature and its vessel had become one with the cave itself, slowly absorbed over eons into the very fabric of Gallant. The chair was massive, built for a creature of enormous size, but the chamber was small, claustrophobic even. The most unnerving part was how the walls of the cave seemed to have grown around it, as if the planet had swallowed the pilot and their craft whole, fusing them into the stone over centuries. The back of the chair was partially embedded in the cavern wall, with strange tubes and conduits extending from it, disappearing deep into the rock like the roots of some forgotten machine. Whatever the creature had been piloting, it was long gone, lost to time, or perhaps this chair was all that remained. The flight suit itself was covered in markings, strange glyphs that none of the team could recognize. They seemed to shimmer faintly in the dim light of the explorers' lamps, as though they were alive, whispering forgotten messages from a time when this creature had roamed the stars. There were no weapons visible, but the whole scene felt charged with a sense of dread, as if the pilot had been part of something far larger and more terrifying than they could comprehend. The most bizarre aspect was the positioning. How could a creature so massive have ever navigated the cramped tunnels that led to this chamber? It was as though the chamber had been carved to entrap it, or perhaps the rock itself had shifted after the creature was already here, sealing it inside. The bones, the chair, the suit, it was all fused together, as though time and matter had blended into one, leaving behind a fossilized monument to an unknowable race in their final desperate flight. The team dared not disturb the skeleton or the strange machine. Whatever had happened here had occurred long ago, but the oppressive feeling in the chamber suggested that this ancient pilot had died in panic or terror, perhaps realizing too late that there was no escape from Gallant's grip. The explorers left quickly, unable to shake the image of the giant skeleton, locked forever in its chair, staring ahead at a destination it would never reach, lost to the depths of a world that should not have been able to hold it. Gallant is a hollow world of immense danger and even greater mystery. Its surface and interior bear the marks of forgotten civilizations, and its tunnels are haunted by the deadly clawed fiends. For those with the courage to explore its depths, Gallant may offer untold riches, but it also holds the promise of untimely death for the unprepared. It is a world that exemplifies the allure and danger of the Koronus Expanse, a region where the boldest of rogue traders and explorers may find glory or meet their doom. Thank you, and may the Emperor's light guide those who dare to tread upon Gallant's haunted surface.